Okay, I'm here in the greenhouse. I just want to explain the watering system here, how it works. So you come over to this south side of the greenhouse, and then here's the water. So this water is, as you can see, there's no drips here. I think I mentioned that this can drip. If you disconnect everything, this faucet can drip. The thing with that was my cousin's a plumber. When he came over here, there was like a plastic fitting in here, and then there's a rubber flange that needs to be replaced. And the plastic thing looked weak, so he didn't want to mess with it. Maybe he's short on time too, I don't know, but it wouldn't be a big deal if you had a plumber to replace that stuff. They would have to just spray lubricant or something in there just to make sure that inner piece doesn't break when he unscrews it. So you're going to explain the water. So this is turned on. You keep this turned on, and then this will control. We left this open because you want to be able to use like a garden hose here by manual if you wanted to, and have the pressure of the house system coming out here. So this is kind of all self-explanatory. It's on auto, and you can set the clock, the time it starts, how long you want it to run. 5 minutes and I did every day. You could do every other day, like in the spring and the winter. On the summer it gets so hot in here, I just thought I'd do it every day. And you just leave it on auto for it to run. If you ever wanted it to run like manually, you just want to give it extra water, you push this button and you set how many minutes you want it to run for. I'm just going to do 1 minute because I don't want it to water that much. And then in about 5 seconds it turns on, and then the water comes through this hose here, and then it goes up into the pipes that run all throughout the greenhouse, and then they start dripping down right into the grow beds. So it's convenient. This one squirts over here to water this tree too. This will produce figs for you guys. It's pretty neat. You're probably used to figs in Texas though. It's just a little bit more rare up here, which is why this has to be in the greenhouse. So anyway, you can see the drips are coming down in the video hopefully. And that will start to work its way down as the water goes through the pipes. After 5 minutes, it should get most of the way down through these grow beds. Man, I need to collect some peppers here. Some of them are getting overripe. So that's the watering system. Yeah, pretty simple. We need to collect some grapes too. All right, and then I was just going to mention this little thing here has a cord you can plug in. This is the outside outlet. I'm playing tango with little wasp here, so you can plug that in and put it on a timer if you want it to. If this was filled up with water, this would be a thermal mass. It would regulate the temperature here in here. So in the winter time it can get hot. It can be 90 degrees in here and 30 degrees outside. It's pretty cool. So you'll want to, if you did have this full of water, you can have this fan blows the pipes through the water. There's pipes in here, so it can collect the heat from the air like during the daytime. So you'd run it like on a timer, like a couple hours in the middle of the day at noon, and then have the timer run it a couple of hours where it blows air through here, like say 3 to 5 in the morning when it's super cold, and then that will pull the warmth off that water. And it'll put it into the air of the greenhouse, so it kind of regulates the greenhouse. I like to experiment with things. I do a lot of stuff like that, but it's helpful. So it helps you grow longer in the year. So you can grow at least 10 months out of the year, I think, in here, and maybe longer with that. I hadn't used it that much, so. But yeah, you don't have to use it. Don't be overwhelmed. It's just something extra and fun. Oh, I was going to mention for the greenhouse, we're in summertime, so we pulled off 2 panels. One panel over there, and we pulled off 1 panel over there. And then right here is a higher opening. This wood goes on the outside there, and the screws kind of go through the inside, so it sucks the wood too. So this wood piece goes on the outside there to cover that up, because in the summertime you want the air to flow through here. In the wintertime, of course, you want to keep in the warmth. So you just put those back. So the panels are these 2 panels right here. I believe that's them, yeah. And these are just extra panels here if you need to replace some someday. And here's the vent fan. The switch to turn the vent fan on and off is right here. This is DC, so don't be worried about these wires. You can touch these. That it's just DC. They're not going to hurt you. But I can turn off that fan, and I can turn it back on. It's cloudy right now, so you don't hear it running. So that will come on automatically because it's run off of a solar panel. So one solar panel charges the battery inside that runs the lights to the home, some of the lights, and that one DC pump I mentioned. And then one panel charges, or doesn't charge anything. It just runs straight to this fan through this switch right here. So you won't have to, so automatically when the sun comes up and it starts to warm up, automatically when it hits that solar panel, it's going to turn on this fan. And there is an extra panel that covers this little area. It's tucked in right underneath one of these solar panels. It's tucked in there. And then you put that back on in the winter time. So I like things to work for me. I don't like to keep working harder and harder. So I do things to kind of have set up automatically. So of course you can just turn that off in the winter time and close that up. Or I mean, it'll get hot in here through the spring and through the fall. So I'm talking like November, December when you'll want to start to close that up. So it's only a few months, several months in the winter. And you'll want to put those panels back on this side there. And the screws are all right there, right next to the panels. So yeah. All right, there you go. It's the watering system in the greenhouse, and it's the tank and how that can actually warm and cool the air in here and regulate the temperature. And that's the vent fan and the panels for how to manage the greenhouse. There's a lot of potential in here. It was too much for me. I have like limited stamina these days, but you can do a lot in here. It's kind of, if you're a gardener, it's kind of exciting. You're probably already excited. But if this plant right here, somehow it keeps making it. It freezes in the middle of winter. It does get a freezing in here. This is a jasmine plant, and they have the best smelling blossoms. I don't know if you smell. This is the kind of jasmine that you can put in your tea, and you can scent your tea with. So it grows right here, kind of close to the door, right here in the greenhouse. You could dig that up and put it in a pot, and it'll bloom year round. It struggles here because it gets so hot and then it gets so cold, but it keeps coming back, so more power to you, I guess. So yep, all right, that should explain everything here in the greenhouse. I'll just say with this tank here, if you did not want to keep it going through winter, just drain the pipe, and I'll show you the pump house down the road. You can drain it from that end. And yeah, the pump, the pipe from this thing actually runs in the last grow bed against this wall, the raised wall, and it's really shallow. It's done okay so far. If you thought maybe it needed insulation, just put pipe insulation around it. But as long as it stays under the ground there, just by an inch or two, it's regulated pretty well. So yeah, there's the greenhouse. All right.